How can you learn Argentinian Spanish with songs? Is it even impossible to learn Spanish this way? In today's video, I will teach you the method I've been using for years to learn languages and the method I teach to all my students to learn Argentinian Spanish. If you don't know any Argentinian song, any Argentinian artist or bands, what's wrong with you? Argentinian singers are one of the best in all Latin America and probably in America as well. And I would like to firstly start recommending you some of the greatest Argentinian singers and artists. And I'm talking about, as for example, Gustavo Cerati, Spinetta, Charly Garcia, Gardel, of course, Carlos Gardel, Atahualpa Yupanqui. And if you love cumbia or the Argentinian cumbia, which is cuarteto, I will also recommend you Rodrigo. So there are a lot of amazing artists and amazing bands to learn Argentinian Spanish. So with some of these artists, you can listen to some of these artists and start working with their songs. And right now I'm going to teach you the method. So the method I'm talking about is super simple. All you need is just a paper or just a document where you have the song, okay? You have all the lyrics in that song. Once you have the lyrics, I want you to translate every single sentence. You can do it in a paper or in a document. I personally prefer to do it in a physical paper because that's the way I like to do it. I don't like much to do it with documents, but if you want, you can do it. Once you have it like this, you will split up or divide everything with sentences, different sentences. So if there is a paragraph, you will divide all the sentences of that paragraph in, I don't know, like 5 different sentences. So let's say you have one sentence, right? And next to it or below the sentence, I want you to write this translation. How can you write a translation if you don't know Argentinian Spanish? Well, that's the key. You will use ChatGPT to break down all these sentences and every lyric of all songs you start listening to. So as I was saying, let's say you would like to learn La Ciudad de la Furia de Gustavo Cerati. So you have the first paragraph of this song. You will take the first sentence and send it to ChatGPT and ask him to make a breakdown or to break down this sentence. And of course, the complete translation or the translation in context. When you have all of this breakdown and the translation, you will write it below the first sentence, right? And you will repeat exactly the same process with each paragraph and each sentence until you finish with the song. Now, I want to be very clear with this. You must always ask ChatGPT to make the most literal translation because sometimes ChatGPT just tries to keep the meaning but not the literal translation. You can ask him for these two different versions, the literal translation and trying to keep the meaning. Why? Because Argentinian Spanish has a lot of weird words that can have many different meanings, so it all depends on context. Sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I'm telling you to try these two different versions at the same time. And if you have any question about a sentence in specific, you can ask him, break down this sentence and explain me this word in specific in this context. How can I use it? And then you can ask him about grammatical stuff and things like that. Now, once you have all the lyrics with translations, what you have to do next is basically listening to the song while you're reading. Listening to the song while you're reading the Spanish part, always the Spanish part, because now you know the meaning of each sentence. But of course, as it would be very hard because you don't understand Spanish yet. So here is the key. You will listen to the song. One song in specific that you really love. You will listen to this song 100 times, 2,000 times, 1,000,000 times. It doesn't really matter because you love it while you read in Spanish and read the translation at the same time. After many times working on it and listening to it a lot, you will start to memorizing and remember the lyrics and you will be able to start singing the Argentinian Spanish part or the Argentinian Spanish sentence. And then with time, you will be fully prepared to sing the whole song. And when that time comes, it means you can understand all the song. So basically you have to memorize the Spanish lyrics and also memorize the meaning. So if you are singing Ella durmió al calor de las masas, the idea is to what you're singing, you're really understanding and it's comprehensible for you. You're understanding what you say. That's why you have the translation. That's why I want you to listen to it as many times as possible. And another tip, another important recommendation is when you have more or less a good level listening to this song, I want you to hide the translation. You can hide it, I don't know, with a marker, you can hide it with a paper, you can hide it if you're using documents, just erase it in a different document and just listen to the song only in Spanish. Don't listen it with the translations. And as you're working on this, you can have mini goals, let's say. Let's say a song has 4 different paragraphs. So your goal will be start working on the first paragraph and you will listen to the first paragraph like, let's say, I don't know, like 10 times until once you understand most of the words, so 90% of the words, so 100% of all the words in that first paragraph, then you can continue with the second paragraph and you repeat exactly the same. You will listen to the same paragraph I don't know, 20 times and then you continue with the other and the other and the other And the whole idea or the whole point is to listen to this song without reading anything. Just listening to it because you know with your own memory and you can remember all the lyrics and you can remember all the translations and meanings of each word in each song. So what can you achieve with this? What you will achieve is start developing an amazing listening in Argentinian Spanish. You will start to be able to understand Argentinian people when we are talking because you're already practicing with it in songs. You will be able to start using Argentinian vocabulary because we Argentinian people in all songs and all music you will always hear a lot of slang and Argentinian expressions. And finally you will start being able to speak some Argentinian Spanish and some Spanish in general because now you can sing this song and you can at least say some things. Now this is one of the methods I love the most because I've been using this with English a few years ago, like 6 years ago, and working with this method helped me really a lot at first. I also did it with Italian, I also did it with Russian, I also did it with Japanese, and I'm still learning a lot and I really enjoy it. It's like I'm not studying anything because I just enjoy to listen to music. That's why I think this is super powerful. And if you start working with this is exactly method with, let's say, I don't know, with 100 different songs, with 50 different songs, you will definitely start to speak Argentinian Spanish just with listening to these songs. So I hope you start using it. I hope you start working on this. Believe me what I say, because I know it from my own experience. And everyone I know that learn languages work this way as well. Or maybe you don't like songs, maybe you don't like Argentinian music. So don't worry, you can also do it with Mexican music, with music from Colombia, or different parts of different countries, and understand it at the same time. But if you don't like music at all, well, there are other methods, there are other stuff you can do. Maybe what you like the most is just listen to Argentinian people. So probably what can work the best for you will be my podcast. I mean, a podcast where I speak Argentinian Spanish in a very native way and very quickly. Maybe that's what you like the most. Maybe you just enjoy to listen to people and you can do it exactly the same, just reading the transcriptions or the subtitles when I'm talking. So don't worry if you don't like music. Don't worry if you don't like podcasts. There are always different methods. There are always different ways to do exactly the same. So thank you very much for watching this video. Remember that this is a channel specific to learn Argentinian Spanish, and not only with songs and not only methods, but Argentinian Spanish in general, expressions, slangs, and much more. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell me what do you think about this video. Watch all my playlists, watch my podcast, because there are over 100 videos, actually 200 videos about Argentinian Spanish. So here, this is your channel to specifically learn Argentinian Spanish with me, Nicolás, o Nicolás González Miño, my real name. Muchas gracias por ver y nos vemos en otro video. Chao, chao.